W Network.
Hey. W Sports. W Sports. W Sports. W Sports. Chair. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wildcard Mar in the building. We got the guy Detroit Mail, and of course,
what up, though?
The newest addition to the IOW Sports Show. He was here for our draft preview show, but he will be showing his face more frequently on the IOW network. We have the guy, Big Nick Shine, and say what's up to the people, brother.
What's up, boys? After the weekend and the draft that the Jets had, this is how we got to walk around, bro, because the future is bright as hell.
It's shine time with Nick Shine, baby.
I got to get my TV going.
But look, let's get all the preliminary stuff out the way.
Right.
Going over to the website, www.iofter119.com. Get all the information. Of course, you could, help us grow as a company. Y'all could throw some money on the Patreon. Y'all could go get the merch. Check the merch. Matter of fact, your shirt coming, Nick. We got you, bro. Of course, what else? Oh,
like I said, Sincere Duval.
Oh my gosh. Now we'll talk about your Jaguars in just a minute, Sincere, with your Duval. Guys, out right now. The IOW Network radio app is up. It's popping. Apple iOS users, go to your Apple Store. Android, Google users, type in O.
Quicker letter.
Network, no space.
Right.
That's the only way you can find it. It's weird. We'll get it fixed. We promise. But that's how you got to type it in.
Also,
it is available. Yes.
If you are in an office and you don't want to use your phone, you can go to Stream Meter.
Yeah.
Pull up IOW's network and connect to the radio station.
Yeah, so you can, especially if you're at work, for all you, dentists, doctor's office, you can pull up from your laptop. But let's get down to business. We're going to definitely talk some sports. Of course, our guy, Sincere King from the BOP podcast, Black Owned Podcast, is already talking shit. We'll get to your sorry ass Jags in just a second. But, of course, this is America's favorite team. So we can't not talk about them.
Ooh.
The Dallas Cowgirls. I mean, Cowboys. Anyway, North America, I guess. I don't know. South America?
Man,
I don't know. West America? Is it West America? But anyway, so me and Nick were having an interesting conversation on the weekend, and I felt like it would be gold to put this on camera. So, they made an interesting trade in the first round.
From Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas did. Made a trade with Philadelphia. Let's be honest. They didn't know what the hell to do after their first two corners, probably their pick that they wanted, were gone off the board. Nick, how you feel about that trade, bro?
You know the meme where the guy has two choices with the red button and he's sweating and he doesn't know which one to pick? I feel like one of those buttons had top two cornerbacks on it, Horn and Surtain. And then when they were both gone, the other button said "panic like a dumb fuck." And that's listen, I know people are trying to sell this, and Cowboys fans are very, very optimistic. But you do not trade and potentially give Philly, your rival, a receiver you can't fucking cover.
No,
right?
You can get the cornerback. So, obviously, I'm holding the phone. I didn't get the stand yet. But if you're even here with the team, and you're like, all right, we almost won the division. They're pretty good. This, that. You don't say, all right, we're going to give them a leg up on us because now we can't cover the guy we're giving them.
Yeah.
Right.
We traded back. We got the best linebacker. That's great. He can cover a tight end. He can cover a running back.
Why can't cover a wide receiver? He can't cover Devontae Smith.
Right.
I said this the other day. I said this Friday. Dallas fans are like, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. And I'm like, hey, you know what? It's not a big deal. But this will not age well. because there's going to be a week 18, game 17, and maybe 3-4 years from now, Dallas has a chance to get in the playoffs. Still trying to get a chance in the playoffs if we're being correct here and accurate. Now, last game of the season, Smith goes off for 3 touchdowns, 11 catches, 212 yards, and knocks you out. You know the internet will implode. And I know Kim Kardashian almost shut it down in Glaze, but Devontae Smith knocking the Cowboys out of the playoffs will blow the internet up.
Right.
And it will not age well. You could be looking at a decade of torment. I don't get it.
Here's my thing. I know they got Parsons from Penn State, and he arguably could have been the best prospect.
Oh, yeah.
But I still put up an argument that he, I don't want wasn't Koamoa.
Yeah.
Jock.
Yeah, JFK. Yeah, we're going Jock. Yeah, Jeremiah Owosu Koamoa. Right. Because I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep practicing. Hey, yeah, that sounds about right.
It's a name we're gonna have to know, right?
Right.
JOK.
Anyway.
We gonna get it. But let's get down to business. Nick, what 3 teams you thought hit a home run in the draft?
The 3 teams I thought did well. Now, these aren't the top 3 teams. Let's throw that out there first. These are just 3 teams that I think their draft stood out to me. The first team I'm going to start with, they already made a great trade for an underappreciated quarterback with Sam Darnold. The Carolina Panthers went out there, and I thought had a tremendous draft.
I thought so too.
I had them in my mock trading back with New England at 15 and taking J.C. Horn. Instead, they stay at 8 and still take that player. And as I texted you over the weekend, Mark Sanchez just got his Darrelle Revis, and this team could be looking to make a push.
Hey, I feel you on that.
You also look, they added Terrence Marshall Jr. from LSU.
Another weapon.
Offensive tackle, Chris from BYU. They got Tremble, the tight end from Notre Dame. They drafted Deontay Brown from Alabama. When does an Alabama lineman go that late?
Right.
And they Chuba Hubbard, they got his running back. So they loaded up and said, Sam's our man. We're bumping Bridgewater out of town, and we're going to have an offensive draft here to give this kid everything he needs, like the Jets didn't do.
Yeah. No disagreement right there. I of course I love the JC Horn pick. To me, getting Trevor Lawrence is a no-brainer, but to me, getting JC Horn to pretty much lock down one side of their defensive side of the ball is key. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go against Michael Thomas twice a year. You're going against Mike Evans twice a year. You got to cover those guys. So,
you noticed what Atlanta did on offense too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got Julio. That's a tough division. You got to stack up cornerbacks.
Julio, Calvin Ridley, and Kyle Pitts all on one side of the ball for Atlanta. Nasty. Yeah, you got to do something about that. Team number 2.
I know people will be surprised with this, those who don't know me. But as a Jet fan, I don't see a rivalry with the Giants. And I think the Giants, they made a good trade. They wanted Devontae Smith. Everyone knew it. Philly jumped them because Philly knew it, right?
Yeah.
They trade back with the Bears, and they get Kadarius Toney, the receiver from Florida, who on the field is very similar to Devontae. They can almost use him more, as a sweep weapon, jet sweeps.
Jet sweep, yeah.
Hands out of the backfield. He can be another type of player that is a queen on the chessboard. You can put him anywhere in the offense, and he's going to excel. So I think bumping back and still getting a very good talented receiver helps them. They get a number 1 pick from the Bears next year.
Yeah, that was huge.
Shocking. Because the Bears with Andy, I think Foles is going to get out of there, whether a trade or they just cut him now. They let him go. Because you got Dalton that you brought in. You told him he'd be the starter. Now you trade for Fields. You could be looking at the Bears, even with that defense, a 4 or 5 win team next year. And the Giants could be sitting there with 2 picks in the top 15. Gettleman, who has never really traded back, and I think hit a grand slam with this one.
Yeah.
You look, they get Ajulari. There were some knee issues, it sounds like. But let's be real. You're not drafting the kid. I don't get why guys with a little injury like that fall. You're not drafting the kid to play on the day you draft him. You're drafting him for the next 4 years or 5 if you get the first round option on him.
Right.
So I think the Giants, Gettleman, who's had some poor drafts, took a running back number 2, which still boils my blood.
Yeah.
But just those moves alone early. I know some fans question the later picks, but you're setting yourself up to have a hell of a future when you get 2 number 1s, and they could both potentially be early. It's not like you traded with the Bucks or the Chiefs where you're getting a 31, 32 pick.
Right.
You could very well have a top 10 pick with this quarterback situation out there.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Oh, just to speak on it real quick, when you brought up Chicago, I think they finally got a quarterback with some damn talent. I'm gonna be real. GM Ryan Pace has not helped that franchise in evaluating quarterbacks, period, since he's been there.
When has Chicago had a good quarterback?
Bro, no. I can literally run off the names that GM Ryan Pace has tried to throw at the QB position. Of course, Trubisky just didn't work.
Right.
God bless you for knowing those names, because most of those guys are out of the league right now.
If they're not, they're backups. So Trubisky, already a backup. Nick Foles need to be gone. Jimmy Clausen.
Glennon. They signed Glennon.
Yeah, Mike Glennon. Yeah, they signed him to a big contract.
Yeah, and then traded up for Trubisky.
Yes, Chase Daniel. I mean, Jay Cutler was at the end of that. So, I'm forgetting one more. What's the guy?
I don't know if this was his pick, but Matt
Barkley.
Super Bowl.
Rex Grossman.
I don't know if that was Pace's pick, but Rex Grossman started a Super Bowl.
No. I think Pace wasn't even there yet. But but still
mind-boggling.
No, but still,
right.
It's mind-boggling that Ryan Pace has not done nothing to help that QB position at their franchise. So,
but I think traditionally, if you look at Chicago's
defense,
it's always been about defense.
Yeah.
And you talk about offense, you can name a handful of players. I mean, of course, you got to throw Gary Sayers in there, Walter Payton.
Yeah, Miguel Sayers is a unicorn. Okay.
Let's talk about far
I got
offense. You can, it's not too many people you can throw on offense in general that the Bears have, especially quarterback. I mean, Jim McMahon.
Conway?
All right. Jim McMahon is probably one of, you could say, the best, but he was just a good game manager.
Yeah.
And then after he got injured, he was not the same Jim McMahon. You can throw in a few other players here and there.
It's been a minute.
But it's all about
it's been a minute. Oh yeah.
So with the Justin Fields pick, I think we kind of talked about Justin Fields a lot on the show, but I think for this situation and where he's at, I think he's in a good situation.
Hey, the Bears got to do something. They're going to keep throwing shit at the wall and see if something sticks at the position.
Issue too that I hope they don't do.
Yeah.
As soon as Dalton mess up,
just throw
him in there.
Yeah, but all right. So I'm gonna say this. I think Chicago and San Francisco are in both similar situations.
Right.
So you got a quarterback that's supposed to aid your draft pick that you just got.
Right.
All right. So here's my issue with San Francisco. You already know there's going to be an injury issue with Jimmy G.
Right.
So they got to bring Trey Lance up to speed ASAP.
Right.
Because who knows if Jimmy's gonna be there by the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
Just physically.
Right.
Same with Chicago. Andy Dalton, let's be honest, he's serviceable. He's all right. Is he going to win you the Super Bowl? Probably not.
Sincere say Justin Fields going to be the starter by week 6.
Shit, you might be too generous. I'm saying week 4.
I really think if you bring this kid along,
I don't mind him sitting, but you got to bring him up to speed because Andy Dalton is bound to either stink up the joint,
but that's okay,
and you're gonna have to good off.
This is just my philosophy.
Yeah,
if I'm Chicago, I'm going in knowing that we're gonna be crap this year. I already know that.
I don't know. They were a playoff team, bro. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be crap. Is their offense gonna be shaky? Yeah.
Say offense.
Okay.
Offense-wise. I'm going in already thinking that.
Okay.
So all I want to do is develop my future.
I got you.
And you throw him out there too soon and mess up his mental.
You gonna hinder his development. I got you.
You didn't mess up a whole draft.
I got you. On
Instagram, CBS Sports, I think, tweeted it, the interview with the GM or the coach. I'm sorry, Nagy, and he said, "We'll play Fields when he's ready to play, and he'll know when he's ready too. We're not just throwing him in." So maybe the end of last year, Chicago, that became Montgomery's offense.
Right.
They were running everything through him, and he was really starting to take over and get it.
Yeah.
So you see Dalton come out, he's going to be your Trent Dilfer. He's going to be a game manager. He's going to hand the ball off, maybe third and short. They ask him to throw. You got Allen Robinson out there, who's a very good player, but won't maximize his talent on that team. Maybe once Fields breaks in, you'll see him start to get some bigger shots downfield because Fields will be able to get out of the pocket. Dalton is not. But that offense is going to go as Montgomery goes. They're like Minnesota. They go as Cook goes. Chicago's going to go as Montgomery goes.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So I don't think you're going to see them throw him into the fire. With Dalton there, a guy who can manage the game for a bit. And then mid-season, we'll know the schedule next week.
Yeah.
Get that week 8, week 9 bye week, and then you implement everything for him. You get those couple extra practices, and then you let him play, the second half of the season.
Right.
Hey, that's actually a good point because I think that schedule coming out helps both Chicago and San Francisco on how they're going to develop the quarterback. Yeah.
Right.
Third and final team that you thought hit a home run in the draft, Big Nick.
Philly. I thought Philly jumping over the Giants and trading with Dallas, getting Devontae Smith. Second round, they doubled up with Alabama and they got Landon Dickerson. Philly had 4 guys last year who were injured and out. And now they're getting that line back. You got the running. They took a running back, Gainwell from Memphis later, I think round 4.
Yeah.
Other good pick of a guy who can come in and be your third down, be your change of pace. I like what Philly did. And I love the FU to the division and saying we don't trade with Dallas. We want this guy. We don't want the Giants to get him. We're going to make a move, which is bold because, a GM who's had some risky drafts is now you go look at the other way too. Did you give Dallas, the next stud linebacker who's a Pro Bowler for 8 years? So as much as you want to go give it to them, you could get pie in your face right back.
Right.
I feel you on that. Notable team who draft and I like, and we'll get on our own personal team, so I'm not gonna throw the Chiefs in there. I thought Cleveland did good.
Outstanding.
Excellent.
I think Cleveland hit exactly what they needed to do.
They gave Garrett some help.
Yes, they gave Garrett hella help.
Right.
You helped their back end. Well, I need to take it further. Okay. I like Cleveland, what they've done in the all season period.
Absolutely.
Like they're loading the hell up.
4 years ago would be where they are now.
Right.
Nobody.
4 years, Cleveland was the biggest laughing stock in football.
Yeah.
And what they've done, they made that hire. Everyone jumped the trigger saying they fired the coach too early. They fired the GM too early. They did a hell of a job. They have really shown the league how to build the team. And I don't mean suck for 30 years and not hit on a draft pick and then all of a sudden hit. But just a heads up, some teams have not done well in the draft, and now it takes a little bit of a change in the front office. 3 years later, you could be looking at contenders in your conference. That's how quick you can turn it around.
Speaking of people that didn't do too well in the draft, Nick, let's go to the 3 teams that didn't hit a home run and possibly struck out in the draft.
I hated the Saints draft.
I did too.
I hated it. Draft well to me.
I consider myself. I'm not obviously a paid expert.
Yeah,
I'm pretty good with knowing names. And when you take a guy in the first round, and I'm like, who? That's pretty hard to do. And they took this DN Turner,
which is real quick. It's funny because me and you had that conversation on the weekend. They left top prospects at the DN and they passed them up and took this guy. And I don't know.
Man, ain't no wheel.
You look in the same division. The Bucks took Joe Tryon from Washington 3 picks later, who was much higher on everyone's board. So not only did you, we don't know how it's going to turn out. Who knows?
Of course. Yeah.
Next, DeMarcus Ware, for all we know.
Right.
But looking at it now, horrible pick. You could have traded back and got that guy. There was rumors of them trading up into the top 10, and some said for a cornerback. And then that's the pick you make. It was a real big head scratcher.
Yeah.
They took Ian Book, the cornerback.
Oh my gosh.
Bro,
what are you doing there? I need to speak on that real quick because here's my thing. At this point, I get it. Drew Brees is retired. We know what he's done for that franchise. But at this point, they're literally just taking, hey, quarterbacks, throw it at the wall. Let's see what sticks. And if they're saying crab legs is the answer, he's the obvious better choice.
Right? They already got the chicken wing W.
Right. Speaking of what you're saying, though, I think taking Ian Book was a big mistake for a lottery. They got other holes they need to fill.
Yes.
First of all.
Yes.
Second of all, if what they said about Jameis Winston is true.
It's so true.
You know, because we not behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So what they saying about him is true. Why would you try to draft a quarterback that early? You want you get a prospect quarterback.
Because what they get him, 4th round?
Something like that, later in the round.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That that could be a good backup.
Nah, I don't
just
know.
In case Winston does get hurt. Well, get hurt. But why would you take him that early?
You
that
just
make
signed
sense.
Taysom Hill to 4 years, 140
right.
the day Breeze retired.
That don't make sense.
Like, what are you doing?
Right.
First of all, I Taysom Hill, I don't even know why the hell they even trying to keep using him as quarterback.
Even with that,
he's a liability at quarterback.
I'm saying you still better than drafting Ian Book.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
You put him in there.
I'm with you. But this is what I'm saying. Yeah. For Sean Payton to be so offensive accurate, I'm confused on what he's doing with the most important position on offense. I'm just confused. Crazy. So
I think he's confused too because decision in 16 years? How long has he been there? 14 years?
He's been there for a minute.
Got to go get a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, he might not know how to do it. For all he does know how to do as a coach, he might be like, oh, well, we were gifted Drew Brees when I got here. So, we're never going to have to study quarterbacks for the draft.
I don't know.
It's a head scratcher. And I respect Sean Payton as a coach, but front office wise, like you had Brees is 67 years old. You had plenty of time to have a plan B.
Exactly.
Right.
We said that. Yeah, they never addressed the future.
We said that about the Saints and the Steelers.
Yeah, they never addressed the future.
Right.
Yeah. So team number 2, who you had on that, Nick, that struck out in the draft.
I know you'll enjoy this one.
Of course I will.
I mean, the whole league. It's not the first time that the Raiders have done a head scratcher. I mean, they get quality players, but the main thing with the draft, and you hear the word every year, maximize the value of the pick.
Right.
And I had them taking Elijah Vera Tucker, an interior offensive lineman, someone who I even mentioned about the Jets trading up for to get. Nailed that a little too.
Yeah.
But when Vera Tucker went, there was no reason to take this guy here. Like nobody had him going this early. And that's Alex Leatherwood from Alabama.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who could end up being a great player, but the value of the draft with everything that everybody had said and seen, there was no reason to take him there in round 1. And
it just might be the biggest reach.
Bump back a few spots.
Right.
Get another mid-round pick to help your team, and then take him because I don't see anyone taking Alex Leatherwood. He went before Jenkins. He went before Arisaw. I don't see anyone going crazy saying that's the guy we had to get. And I was with a Raiders fan at the draft, so I'm on round 1. So he was also furious. Like he ordered. They did get a good pick though in round 2. They did get the safety Morig.
Yeah, that's probably the only pick I like though.
Because with the Chargers and the Chiefs in that division, you need help downfield, and then this guy can come in and be a nice player. Someone who a lot of people thought would go in number 1 to the Raiders, they get in number 2. So it's almost like they got the same guy. If they would have inverted the picks, they still probably could have got them that way.
True, I feel you on that. Third and final team that you thought didn't hit a home run and struck out at the draft.
I don't know if they struck out, but they took like a foul ball off the ankle. That might be a better analogy here. And I know you mentioned your boy who's watching with the
sincere.
I apologize, man, but after Trevor Lawrence, which was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I thought they dropped the ball on really taking this team to the next level. Like if you look at the division that you're in with Tennessee, with Indianapolis, those teams are becoming bullies. They are knocking people around on the offensive line and the defensive line. And taking a running back, I get it. Jacksonville's a bad place to play. We talked about it with Cincy the other day.
Yeah.
Bring your boy in with you. Maybe keep Trevor happy to enjoy Jacksonville a little bit. But a running back, a cornerback, a tackle who hasn't played in 2 years, like I just feel that we could look back on this draft in 3 years and say, it was round 1 and then bust. And that's why Trevor Lawrence hasn't succeeded because they haven't drafted well around him.
Right. Yeah. I was just confused on the ETN pick. Travis Etienne.
I understand that either.
I like him. Don't get me wrong.
But not so high.
Not that high.
Not that high.
You could have got him second, third round.
You had the first pick. You got to remember too. Jacksonville had a second first-round pick.
Yeah.
Normally, you're picking 1 and then 33. You had to pick at 25. You only had 6, 7 more picks. I would have took the opportunity to maybe get a lineman or an edge rusher, or you had guys on defense who were still there, who you had JOK was still there. I just feel that they missed
what's his name?
JOK. Nah, that's what we rocking with. We're rocking with JOK.
I talk too quick. I can't slow down and do hyphenated names that take like to pronunciate correctly. But I feel that they got some guys who can help them on the outside, but when you can't do shit up the middle and you're getting speed on both sides of the ball, who gives a shit what your cornerback can do?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, no one's going to cover for 6 seconds.
No.
Sincere said they always sucked at draft, and then he also said he would take an alignment to protect Sunshine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah.
Hey, look, how many times have we said this on the show? You got a franchise quarterback. You protect the franchise.
Look what happened to Joe Burrow.
Hey, look at exactly what Joe Burrow. Not just that, but you can even go deeper than that. I mean, look at the grandest stage of them all. What happened to my guy Patrick Mahomes? I don't care how great you are. You can't be successful if you're trying to throw balls damn near, horizontal to the ground.
He's good at it.
But you don't want to be doing that all the time.
Right.
You running for your life all the time.
Right.
That doesn't help the team. It doesn't help the quarterback. It doesn't help the team overall.
I agree.
Protect the franchise,
100%.
which is weird because let's talk about your team, Nick. You had Sam Darnold, and everything that should have happened for him, they turn around and do it for Zach Wilson. How you feel about your Jets draft, man?
I really like it, and I'm not one of those fans that goes overboard, and There's Jets fans now. I don't know if I sent it or you saw it. The famous Dwayne Wade throwing the alley-oop to LeBron and then posing for the camera.
Yeah.
Jets fans have taken that and changed the Miami background to the pick is in for the Jets with Joe Douglas throwing the alley-oop to Robert Salah. That's how nuts Jets fans are going. And I'm like, all right, I'm older now. I'm 42. You got these young kids who don't know yet. They don't know how bad this franchise is going to burn you for the next couple decades. But Wilson, who I was on record saying I'm not a Wilson guy.
You're not the only one.
I love Vera Tucker. Told you guys on Thursday that I could see the Jets moving up to get Vera Tucker. All the stories coming out is that if you've watched the Jets play the last couple of years, they have no blocking up the middle. Their run game, their attempted dive run game would get 1 yard, if that. You're bringing in a beast. You're bringing in a guy who a lot of people are projecting as a Pro Bowl guard. I know you got Zach Martin and Quentin Nelson out there, so it's going to be difficult to get all pro because those guys have been locked in. Right. But you got a guy who next to Becton now, you run that stretch run game, and then we took a running back who in college had the most 20-yard runs this past year, 20 or more.
He's a home run hitter.
Michael Carter.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, the kid's from North Carolina, and then we draft a cornerback, Michael Carter from Duke, in the next round. And it's like, what the hell? It's like the Spider-Man meme, the two of them pointing at each other. And ESPN actually fucked up. And one of the press conferences, Robert Salah was like, we picked Michael Carter, the running back. And then I look at the television and ESPN has Michael Carter, the cornerback, highlights playing. And he was like, oh, shit. Like, he had to check the notes real quick, like to make sure they put the right guy in. And then they end up getting him anyway.
Yeah.
But and then they went nuts. They took Hasmilada. Forgive me if I don't have the name down. Yeah. But they took a kid from Florida State who can play nickel, free safety, strong safety, weak side linebacker. They took another kid, I believe, Shepard or
from Auburn. I can't believe the safety from Auburn y'all took. I can't remember his name. Yeah.
And same thing with him. They're safeties in college, but with this defensive scheme, you need that Keanu Neal type, that guy who can play weak side linebacker, can cover, can run, can tackle, can get running backs out of the backfield. And when you see Joe Douglas and Robert Salah, who I think are very genuine human beings, fist pumping and like shoulder rocking celebrations after like mid-round picks.
Yeah, they felt like they hit home runs on all their picks.
Yeah, and I'm looking at them and basing my response off of their reaction Because normally you just see the corporate bullshit. Let's handshake.
Right.
Hey, good job.
Good job.
These guys are fucking throwing chest bumps at each other in the draft room. And I'm like, they're really that excited over this guy. So it's fun to see your team finally have a fucking plan.
Yes.
And executing the plan and watching it come to fruition and seeing the joy of not just, all right, we got a first round guy. Fuck, we're going to trade him in 3 years. Why am I going to be fucking and watch just the pure enthusiasm of your front office and then coaching staff. And hey, man, the culture's changed. I know the wins haven't come yet, but I think that this setup that they have with Douglas and Salah is turning heads around the league, and players are starting to talk and say, all right, they're not a fucking laughing stock anymore. Right. Now, this may be a place that I want to get involved with because of how they're building the team and because of the coach, who is just amazing. Everything you see,
his energy is crazy. I like Salah.
I want to talk forever about the Jets. Let me add this one last thing, and then we'll move it on. Salah talked to Wilson, the quarterback, and what he said to Wilson was, we don't need you to build us up. We're going to do everything in our power to build you up. Which, like, we don't need you to come be a savior. We need you to come in here
and play the part.
Leave your Book of Mormon at home. Follow our playbook. and we are going to put pieces around you, and we are going to coach you up to where you succeed. And not everything will be on your shoulders. Listen, you're a 21-year-old kid coming from Utah who looks like you're a model for Abercrombie and Fitch. You need to hear that. You need to have the pressure taken off you. It's like, okay, I'm not the savior, but they're going to help me help the team. And that's what you need as a young, mostly inexperienced against top competition player.
I'm worried about that too. I'm worried about him being so, I don't want to say closed-minded, but him coming from such a very uncultured place. Yes, that's the word. I think him being in the Big Apple, which is probably one of my reservations on why I wouldn't have went with him. I would have went with either Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Okay. Because Justin Fields have already been in the exposure, the spotlight, playing at Ohio State.
And Trey Lance already said, fuck the world. You ain't going to make me a quarterback. I'll go to a place that will.
Yes.
So he had his back in a corner, and he's had to fight for his
for his spot.
So he been more mentally prepared. You're right.
Yes. But hey, we'll see what happens. I think the Jets are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, they look. I like what the Jets did.
Talk about your team.
I actually like what they did.
You sure about that?
Well, yeah. Well, let me say.
Okay. Yeah, he wanted Sewell when I did the draft. He wasn't happy with the Waddle pick. He wanted the lineman,
and they got him.
Yeah.
So seriously, I rock with Nick. He's on this shit. First, I know what he said. That's why I paused on it. But
I like you there. Good work, man.
Hey, you like him now? No, I'm kidding.
I was worried after the Jaguar thing. I was worried after the Jaguar commentary. I'm going to admit. I'm like, oh man, he's going to attack me. I'm sorry.
So here's my thing about with the Lions. I like that Penei Sewell. I think they needed to. If you're going to have Jared Goff in there, you need somebody that's going to protect him.
Keep him upright. You're right.
They had a good line in LA too. They had a very nice line out there.
Right. And another thing to that, if you watch what he did in college, if he can make that transfer that into the NBA, he opened up holes. So that helps your running game.
I hear you.
You know, and having a good running game is going to help your quarterback.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Okay.
I like the fact they went defense after that.
Okay.
Because they didn't have no pass rush at all.
Yeah.
And I think, like I mentioned before, everybody got on Trey Flowers about his numbers, but Trey Flowers
was getting doubled.
Well, I'm just saying, not only that, but he's not really a sack person.
No.
He's a disruptor.
Yeah.
He's a hustle guy.
Right. He's gonna push the line. He may get the double team that's gonna help out someone else on the other side, which is good if you have another good pass rusher.
He's a pressure applier.
Right.
Okay.
So if you got another good pass rusher in there,
take off the load.
That'll open up stuff for them. So I like the fact they got the guy out of Washington. If he comes out to be good, that'll be good. Then the guy at NC State,
another guy we can't even try to say his name, right?
Right. That's what I said. That's what I said. The guy. Levi. We go with Levi.
The kid from Washington.
Right, the kid from Washington.
Everyone's got the internet. They can look it up.
McNeil from NC State.
Mm-hmm.
If he pans out, so you got some good linemen. The only thing that I was kind of
scratching your head on.
They got a running back, and the reason why I say why would you get a running back is, and they got a corner too. I like the corner pick, but you got Swift.
Yeah, y'all just drafted earlier. Yeah.
You got my man you just traded for. What's his name? Guys, don't take my time. But they just traded for. They had made a trade prior to that.
Yeah.
So that's already 3 running backs. Then you draft another running back, and I think they got another. So I think they got 5 running backs, if I'm not mistaken.
Y'all keep going deep in the damn.
Why would you draft a running back? I didn't understand that.
Wasted pick.
It's a wasted pick. I'd rather you had got a project defensive player.
I hear you.
Because
almost like the Kardashian females are running the Lions front office. They just trying one athlete after another. Oh, he can run.
Get it. Time for another sex video.
No more of those. I think we're good. I think we got the idea what they look like.
I did like what they did.
Okay.
And like I said, if those picks pan out, and if Akuda actually develops,
stays healthy,
yeah, well, I won't put the injured thing on him yet because it was only 1 year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it start happening again, it's all right.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Say what everybody said, bro. COVID year. That's it.
Right, COVID year.
It was a COVID year. Free pass from my man.
But if he lives up to the hype, and then the cornerback they just drafted, I think they have a decent defense this year, and they keep that trend up for the next couple of years. They can hopefully have a decent team. But I've been a Lions fan all my life.
So you already know how it goes.
I've seen this before.
And you and I are in a similar position where we seem to be picking top 8 every year.
Right.
And you get hope up, and then 7 out of the last 8 first rounders the Jets traded away. The Lions haven't hit well early. Right. You're hoping that with the new regime out there, the new coach who wants to bite and make everyone bleed or whatever the fuck he's doing in his
kneecap.
Bite kneecaps. Yeah.
My man's at a riot instead of at a home.
We don't need another Joey Harrington.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is he still playing
Charles Rogers?
That was the last good thing he did.
Right.
We'll play the piano. Now, I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
As a Chiefs fan, and I'm not, I'm taking my bias out and being a podcaster of sports.
Right.
I think the Chiefs did a great job
of
what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. So you get your ass handed to you in the Super Bowl.
Hold on a second. Vin said, "Don't set yourself up, bro."
Oh, Vin said, "Don't set yourself
talking
up."
About the Lions.
Oh, talking about the Lions. Oh yeah. Well, Vin knows too. He knows about the Lions letting you down. But when it comes to the Chiefs, look, you got people that literally fell to them.
Right.
And
not to cut you off. This was an odd draft. It was an odd draft.
Yeah.
If you see like some of the players that got passed up.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because I think
that player.
It's funny you say that because I think the Cowboys had a better corner prospect. Like they passed over Asante Samuel, and then they got the guy from Kentucky.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I prefer Asante Samuel, not just the name because of who his father is, but come on, you get inside information on how to play the game.
Right, right.
And he did well at Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought they passed up some good people, but when it comes to the Chiefs, I mean, I love Nick Bolton at linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
steal. Absolute steal.
Yes, the guy is he's a heat-seeking missile. Like wherever the ball is at, he's near it.
Right.
Creed Humphrey. I mean, come on, that shores up your offensive line at center position.
Right.
That hurt, man.
Yeah. Oh, no, trust me, everybody. I think I'm gonna let y'all know some secret. Every person that Nick would have loved to see in Jets green came to Kansas City.
that whole offensive line. When the offseason started, I was like, for the Jets, my target for my line was go get Joe Thuney. Chiefs get him.
Yeah.
Draft Creed Humphrey. Chiefs get him. I'm like, and then a guy, Trey Smith, guard from Tennessee. I was like, I wouldn't mind him either. Yo, they got our line. Son of a bitch, man.
Yo,
and then you add Bolton, who, like you said, you look how you lost the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. It's a copycat league, right?
Yeah.
They had 2 middle linebackers dominating.
Yeah, Levante David and David White.
Front, and now you have that guy back there going crazy.
Yeah,
and he's a beast, man. And God bless his sister too. She beat cancer.
Yeah,
that was a big story airing on NFL Network over the weekend. So hey, we love sports. We love the bestiality of it.
Yeah,
but let's all admit we're still softies for stories like that. And
when you
learn about the kid like that, you're like, I want to root for that kid. Like I want him to succeed. I want his family to be, happy and successful too.
Right.
I also like Noah Gray, tight end from Duke. And the reason why I like that, I'm looking at his film, like, damn, he's a splitting image of Kelsey. Good route running, good hands, can find his space, go up for the ball, and that's a mismatch problem. He's going to get to learn from Travis Kelsey.
Right.
The Chiefs needed a solid number 2 tight end option. God forbid Travis Kelsey gets hurt. If Travis Kelsey gets hurt, there's a big target that's missing at the tight end position. So I like that pick. He's going to get to learn a lot of good information from Travis. And surprisingly, Cornell Powell, wide receiver from Clemson. And here's my issue with the Chiefs. So you got Tyreek Hill. He's going to get targets. You got Travis Kelsey. You're going to get targets. After that, that's when the drop-off starts happening with the Chiefs.
Because you're so worried about defensively covering those two.
Yeah.
The other guys are able to make some plays, but they don't have a real go-to guy. It's almost like Andy Reid, the quarterback whisperer, his offensive genius.
Yeah.
And there's guys that you bet Hartman, and they lost Watkins, I think, right? Watkins went somewhere else.
I'm okay with losing Watkins. I am okay losing Watkins because we wasted so much money on him to be Hammy Watkins that I was always hurt. I am okay with losing Sammy Watkins. So he can go to Baltimore.
Those role players would throw up 100-yard game here and there.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Everybody in fantasy football would go panic to pick the guy up, and then he gets 6 catches the next 12 weeks combined because he just had one good game. Because their bread and butter is Kelsey and Hill.
Yeah. And
so they need some other guys who can, and Kelsey's 31. He's the same age as Gronk, who's been retired already.
Yeah, and that was another thing. That was another thing.
Yeah,
Kelsey's getting older.
Body and that frame might not hold up because he plays a physical game. He's not soft.
Oh no, he doesn't play it light at all. But what I love about Cornell Powell, if anybody wants to, validate what I'm saying, go look at his tape. His route running is crisp and pristine.
And you need that in that offense.
His route running, I fell in love with him instantly because I'm like, oh. Because there's a clip he put in the college football playoff. He put a Ohio State cornerback on skates, had him just sliding off the screen.
Right.
And then when he gets open, he catches the ball. He's looking to get yards. His yak. I love that. As a receiver, from my receiver, go get the yak, get the route running, and he's already coming in with pristine route running. So I love that. And I know a lot of people are talking about the revamped offense, how it's going to help Patrick. They also got to look at it. It's going to help Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yes.
All right. So, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his numbers are about to go up too. This might be what the Chiefs were supposed to look like if Kareem Hunt didn't kick a chick. So I'm just being honest. They were a kick away from being like the ultimate offensive team. I mean, I'm just going to be honest.
No, absolutely. And what have we said? You go as your offensive line goes. And as they went to the IL, their points per game came down.
Yeah.
Because you can have an all-world quarterback, and like we said, you look like Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. Like, he was on fire. And I don't mean that his arm was on fire. Motherfucker's Fitbit started smoking because how much he was running.
His Fitbit.
They're like, Mahomes is on fire. And normally you're like, oh, he's got 300 yards in the first half. Like, no, this motherfucker is actually burning because
his feet, his shoes didn't caught fire. All the running he was doing.
I just want to say one more thing. I want to welcome Michael Irvin here because after you said go get the yak, Michael Irvin entered the chat.
Somebody say yak.
Somebody say yak.
Pac-Man Jones has entered the chat.
All right, so everybody, that is our NFL draft wrap up. Thanks again, especially big shout out to you, Nick, for putting in so much time and effort to
Thank you.
to get everything prepared with that.
Let me say this though.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say, as much as we crap on or have crapped on Mac Jones.
Mac.
I think
that goes to Alabama. That goes to New England.
Where he's at is actually a good situation for him.
Yeah.
I think that works for him. You know, and I think that he may actually develop to be a decent quarterback being where he's at.
I think
if he went somewhere else,
it'd have been.
I've still been crapping on him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But he goes to New England.
I think that with Josh McDaniels and Belichick can help develop him.
Well, look, he doesn't go to New England because I think he goes to New England because the relationship with Nick Saban and Belichick. They've been friends for centuries. But he's going to get the real from Saban. But bro, come on, keep it 100 with me. What's up with Mac Jones?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to be the first quarterback taken in the first round since Belichick's whole regime, you know, that says something.
It does.
I mean, so what was you about to say real quick on Mac Jones, Nick?
They just got to go into the closet, blow a little bit of dust off the playbook, and bring back the Tom Brady playbook because he's not athletic. So you're not modernizing your system. You're not doing rollouts and downfield, you know, getting out of the pocket stuff.
Right.
You're going to go back to, all right, we're going to get stout up on the line again. We're going to have
run the ball.
Beats to our athletic run back. Yeah, we're going to run the ball. We're going to hit some play action. We're going to protect him in the pocket. They've had success running that before with a non-mobile quarterback. So
yeah, they got six Lombardis to speak on how that works.
Right.
So you got a point.
It's scary as someone in the division. You're looking at Josh Allen. You're looking at them with Jones, us with Wilson. I'm not sold on Tua because he needed Mariano Rivera to come in and win games for him. But, you know, you look at the AFC East, and they got some young quarterbacks there. It could be competitive for a very long time.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
What's that?
We supposed to move on from the draft, and something keeps popping up about the draft.
Go ahead. Football's king, bro. This is why.
Bro, I am confused why Washington football team, out of all the teams, did not go up and go get a quarterback.
Hey man, I think he's the man.
I
think he took him to the playoffs.
I'm confused on that. I mean, I don't know. I just figured that
something that's funny though.
I figured they had enough on defense. They you know added to their defense in the draft, but I was like, where's your future at quarterback? Because Fitzpatrick got the future.
Kind of off subject, but on the side, I was watching the draft, right?
Yeah.
And so you know how they show the next team up. I'm looking like, okay, who picking the football team? Who the heck is the football team?
Washington.
Because we still call them the Skins, right? We're not fucking political.
Right.
Back to the fucking Skins.
Yeah, they're the Redskins. I know.
40 years they were the Washington Redskins. Now all of a sudden people want to cry. Fuck your feelings. They're the Redskins.
All right, enough draft talk. All right, so NBA. A big matchup in the East. Greek Freak and the Milwaukee Bucks outduel KD and Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday, 117-114. You know, looking at that game, a lot of stuff happened that we've kind of been talking about. You're going to get offense from the Nets.
Right.
But when they go against teams that have players that can dominate the paint, you're going to struggle.
And that's all.
And it shows.
That's always been, they don't have anybody that can bang in the paint.
No.
And so if they're not going to outscore you, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
You know, because you feed Giannis, you feed Embiid.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a formula for success.
Yeah.
The only hope they have is to outscore.
Outscore.
You know.
I hear you.
So I don't know.
That's a great point. For those who don't know, I'm up in New Jersey. I grew up a Net fan. You know, I'm a big college fan with the Tar Heels, but I've always rooted for the
Tar Heels. Why you not a Seton Hall fan?
Seton Hall, man, that's because Luther Wright got like a 200 on his SATs in 1988, and they still let him into school. You get 200 for spelling your name right on the SAT. Luther got like a 220, I think, and he still got into Seton Hall. And
I was gonna say Rutgers, but I mean,
no, I'm with them. You know, we don't have a big basketball or football team up in the NYC area, you know, in the television market. So I'm hoping Rutgers takes over. They made the tournament this year. The football teams come along. But with the Nets, and it's a perfect way to look at the trade.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have Harden last night, right?
Right.
And everything you guys just mentioned, they could have used. You could have used Garrett Allen on defense. You could have used Calvis LeVert.
Yes.
Right.
Those are the guys you traded amongst others, but those were your main guys for Harden. You know, Harden ain't rebounding. Well, he'll rebound, but he ain't bumping, and he'll get the open rebounds on the open shots. But he's not grinding in the paint. He's definitely not putting effort in on defense. Granted, he takes your offense to another level, but everything you're missing, you got with the guys you traded away.
Yeah.
Right.
And granted, I think 4 games is what we saw. Maybe not even with Irving, Durant, and Harden all together. So
7 games. That's all you got. That's all. That's the sample size.
Yeah.
It's 7 games.
Nothing. You know, the NBA takes time to build chemistry. You know, even LeBron being out.
Ask the Lakers.
Chemistry without him, and now you're inserting him again. You got to rebuild the chemistry because they're used to playing a certain way without you, and now you got to revert back to old ways. Now Harden, Durant, Irving, they don't have what we did previously really together. So I'm getting a little nervous because I didn't think Harden would still be out after. I think his last game was April 5th, but it's starting to become a concern with how they'll be playoff ready.
What up, though, Gina?
Oh, it's not only am I worried about the Nets, you being a Nets fan, I'm worried about my Lakers.
Yeah,
it's because exactly
collision course, bro. We're on a collision course.
We were supposed to be, but the crazy thing is exactly what happened. What we said, you know, with AD and LeBron coming back hasn't came true yet. The Lakers are 1-5 since AD returned.
Right.
The Lakers are 0-2 since LeBron returned. I know it's small sample size, but
talking about he tweaked his ankle yesterday.
Yeah, and he's out tonight.
Right.
He's not playing tonight. And the Lakers have a tough stretch coming up. And the teams that they were losing to were bottom feeders. So that's what concerns me even more. They're losing to the Kings. You know what I'm saying? They're losing to the Wizards.
Right.
They're losing to, you know, teams that are ranked 10th and below in the division in the conference. And I'm just like, my freak out meter, I thought it was going to stop going up, but it keeps going up. What's his name?
What do you have, 18 championships? Fuck
17,
crying over losing to a couple teams below 500. This is the biggest trouble you've had as a Lakers fan. Man, we lost to a couple teams below 500 after 2 of the top 3 players in the NBA.
Hey, but Nick, me and Mel have been advocates on this show many times. And some of this shit that we say ends up happening. And this is what I said. I said, Lakers have to find a way to avoid this little play-in tournament. It look like they about to be in that joint.
Dropped to what, 7 now?
Well, they're tied at 7.
They're tied at
but
7.
they're technically 6.
Right.
But once you get to 7, you're in that play-in tournament.
Right.
You're about to be in 7.
Here's something you got to remember too with LeBron. There have been many series. I think more series than not. He loses game 1 a lot.
Right.
And I mean, they've come back and they win 4-1. They win 5-2. They were down 3-1. If you look at LeBron's playoff history, they lose game 1 more often than they win it. So if you're going into a 1-game playoff, you can't be confident.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why my freak out meter has returned to freak the fuck out.
Look at the teams that they might play in that tournament. They scary teams. They might play Denver.
I don't want to play Denver right now.
You know,
you know what? We said, what is Denver going to look like without Jamal Murray?
They
ain't lost a step.
They looking good.
Like Michael Porter Jr. is finally materializing into what they thought he was.
He dropped 50 the other day, right?
Yeah.
He's like the 4th youngest player ever to drop 50 in a game.
What did my man say with the beard? I don't know. I can't think of his name. Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins?
Yeah, with Kendrick Perkins.
I thought he's asking me. I was like, it's Nick, bro.
Your name right there. If I can't remember your name so wrong. Kendrick Perkins. He was talking about how Michael Porter Jr. wasn't nothing. He is scrub. Kendrick Perkins, I don't know what you're talking about. Hope you see this. Stop getting high while you're doing these interviews, nigga. You ain't Lamar.
Stop smoking my shit.
Right, you ain't Lamar. Lamar can do it. You can't.
Yeah. But I mean, and Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder, who was part of the team that kept the team afloat while AD and LeBron was out. He's out for probably the next 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. That's not. Look. My freak out meter is off the rail. It's off the rail. But
I'm with you, Van. Van said he hate Kendrick Perkins too.
Yeah,
I think Kendrick Perkins be looking for sound bites.
He looking for sound bites. Just something to say.
Just something to say, man.
Yeah. All right. Well,
that fat motherfucker is looking for food bites. Who we kidding? Fucking makes me look like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, man. So,
hey, but the crazy thing is, the Phoenix Suns are finally took top of the West, number 1 seed,
beating Jazz.
Hey, I said it.
So okay,
I said it. Watch out for the Suns.
Jazz pretenders.
I don't think they're pretenders. They just, they're just in a bad stretch right now.
A couple months ago, everybody was talking about Utah this, Utah that.
I hear you, but that was when Donovan Mitchell wasn't out. He's been out for a little minute now.
That's true.
That changes the whole landscape of their team. They don't have the luxury of having a Michael Porter Jr. to pick up some slack, like Denver has with losing Jamal Murray. They just don't have that luxury like that.
And let's be real. No one's giving a shit about Utah since Zach Wilson's meteoric climb.
That Mormon Power is a son of a bitch.
We can fucking sell Utah off to Mexico now. Who gives a shit? We got Utah's greatest export coming to New Jersey, baby.
All right, let's transition to some baseball talk. Yeah, let's talk some baseball talk. So the Yankees got a much-needed sweep over your Detroit Tigers over the weekend.
Got a sweep. You didn't say all the rest of it.
It was a sweep, bro. They needed it.
I'm saying, but you didn't have to mention who they swept.
Well, I had to.
No, they got swept. That's all I gotta say. They got sweep. That's it. Let's keep it moving.
Hey, so let's be real. You're familiar with more sports up north, Nick, so you could probably answer this question.
What you got?
Are the Bronx Bombers back?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
Every year the Yankees do the same shit. They go down to Florida. They come up here. It's fucking 28 degrees in the 30s for a lot of games at night, and they just don't fucking hit. And then all of a sudden you start to get into May and Mother's Day, and now all of a sudden you see the Yankees climbing. I'm a Yankee fan, but I hate this linebacking core that they have. The Judge, Stanton, Sanchez, Voit. It's too many muscle guys, and they aren't built for durability of baseball, because baseball, you got to be durable. You don't get a week off in between games.
Yeah.
So I think you don't need to hit a ball 485 fucking feet. 440 will do in almost every stadium.
Right. Yeah.
Fucking 10 pounds of muscle. Become more flexible and more durable. But that being said, they sent Herman down to the alternate site. I think he was down there for 5 days. He's been fantastic. Kudos to the coaching staff for fixing him quickly and looks pretty well. Like he's been an elite since he came back. Cole is next to DeGrom in every stat right now.
Yeah.
I think Cole has 37 innings pitched, 64 strikeouts, which is nuts. He's on pace. If he pitches 200 innings, he's on pace for over 400 strikeouts. And him and DeGrom are both on that pace. I know up here in the north, it's been DeGrom, Cole is shit. But you look statistically, Cole's in the conversation. DeGrom's number one guy in baseball. But Cole is there with him. And I just think if the Yankees learn how to hit, and we get rid of these 100 averages on the starting lineup yesterday, and 200. I get it. It's a long ball game nowadays. But this is why you fucking lose in October every year, because when the pitching gets good, you're trying to hit home runs and you're fucking striking out 17, 18 times in a game. You ain't going to fucking win the World Series.
Yeah. Right. Good point.
You need more DJ LeMahieu's on the team that make contact.
I hear you.
And that being said, with the team, I cannot wait for tomorrow night. The Astros come to the Bronx.
Oh, they're going to boo the hell out of them.
First time with fans since the cheating scandal, and the Bronx fans are gonna fucking give them shit. So
matter of fact, I'm gonna tune into that game because they're gonna probably throw all kind of shit, probably throw all kind of trash cans on the field. No, seriously, they're gonna give them the business.
They'll sneak a dumpster in and throw the fucking.
They're gonna give them the business.
I know baseball fights are not the fucking greatest. They're usually just pushing matches between girls in like the locker room. Right. But when you look at the heat that could be between this team, if Chapman comes in and Altuve is up late, drill that motherfucker in his back and put a hole through his chest. So he looks like fucking Iron Man. Just glowing in his fucking chest for the next 2 years. Fuck him, that little piece of shit.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, say it with your chest. Yeah.
Hey, you told me uncensored. I'm going.
Hey, trust, bro. We got no buttons to bleep or nothing. We riding with it, dog. This shit. How you feel about your Tigers, bro? I think your season's already over, bro.
Well, I mean, same thing I said at the beginning of the season. I said they got a lot of prospects. I think they drafted 5 players. So they got 5 rookie players they drafted.
Yeah.
And I said if they develop, I gave them a grade C. Their biggest weakness was pitching.
Oh yeah. Y'all giving up way too much runs.
Pitching.
No, you're right.
You know, I don't want to get down to hitting right now. But I think if those players develop, now this year's over with. I don't care. Yeah,
okay.
I ain't talking about this year. So
I'm just making sure
I'm just talking about in development.
we on the same page.
On development, I think that if those people develop, they on their way to get a decent team if they can fix the pitching.
Hey,
I think they say again.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you do Cabrera solid and trade him the fuck out of there and give him a decent situation at the end of his career? Or do you let him sink with the ship?
Here's my thing, and I always say this about every sport we talk about. I'm a firm believer on trading somebody while they still have value. And I would have traded Cabrera years ago. You saw the decline of the Tigers.
Yeah.
Already starting.
Yeah. So the minute you traded Verlander.
Right.
You went from being a contender with Verlander to then he left there, and then it's been a free fall, man. And you got to be a rock bottom.
When you see stuff like that, you might as well continue emptying out the ship and start over.
Yeah,
you could have got some good draft picks for Cabrera, some good prospects, some pitching. You could have got a lot of things. At the time, because Cabrera was on top, he was hitting phenomenal. Right now,
he was a triple crown king at that point.
He's just a pinch hitter. That's all he is. He's a glorified pinch hitter. I mean, he can't run. If he don't hit a home run, he got to hit a triple to get a single. You know what I'm saying? So
even on opening day, he hit the home run. Wasn't that him in the snow?
Yeah.
He hit a home run to opposite field, and then he slid into the second because he didn't know if the ball went out. This motherfucker ain't used to hitting home runs anymore.
So I think, but to answer your question, you should trade him.
Yeah.
But how much value does he have now?
You're not gonna get nothing. You're not gonna get much now.
And how much of that contract are other teams gonna want to take on?
Right.
It's still a hefty contract.
Right. So I mean, I really don't see you getting much for him.
No. So at this point, you might as well just ride it out.
You might as well. It's hard to say. I mean, I guess ride it out because you ain't gonna get nothing for him or force him to retire.
No, just ride it out.
No,
I mean, no, to your point. Yeah. You killed your value. You killed your period of time to get value for him.
I mean,
it's too late.
He's like Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I'm saying? Like I said years ago, trade Ben.
Yeah.
You should have traded, or at least had a plan. Yeah. If you're not going to trade him, have a plan. Yeah. So when he gets to the point he at now, he could have been developed somebody.
Yeah.
And they didn't. The same thing with Cabrera. If you weren't going to do that, then you should have had players in place.
Yeah.
You know, baseball's a little different than football. It's
PIP, players in place.
You know, but
I like
still,
that.
I like the young players. Right. I like the young players they have.
Yeah.
They just need to fix pitching.
That's it. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna talk my shit. You know, best team in the AL. You know, Kansas City Royals. I'm just saying. You know, the last time they did that in 2015, you know, they came with a World Series. But no, look. I love what the Royals are doing right now, but they are have the possibility to just fall off the rails. It's because if you look at their pitching, they're kind of having some pitching struggles, just like the Tigers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We do have some guys that are flamethrowing. Danny Duffy right now is balling. His ERA is up there with DeGrom and Garrett Cole.
Right.
The only issue is the rest of our rotation has been up and down. The only thing that's been our saving grace is our hitting.
Right.
Which is oddly to say that the Royals have been, you know, scoring runs like crazy, getting home runs like crazy. I mean, Salvador Perez is playing out of his mind.
Right.
Carlos Santana, you know, hasn't dropped off since coming from Cleveland. He's been playing. I mean, you know, we're getting contributions up and down on the whole lineup.
Right.
Our 7 through 9 hitters have been having the best, you know, batting average of any team, which is great. So you're getting hitting throughout the whole lineup.
Right.
They gotta find a way to get consistent pitching,
right?
Which is good because they just brought up their number 2 prospect. I can't remember his name, which is the overall 24th prospect by Keith Law. So they brought him up. So they're addressing. They're seeing it already. Like, hey, yeah, we might be in first, but we still got room to improve. So, that's our baseball talk. But we got to talk about this topic, and it's been one of the biggest things that's been talked about in social things, sports related in the last few years.
Oh, not this.
Oh, yeah, no, we got to talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it.
So, Caitlyn Jenner, who guys, aka Bruce Jenner, says transgender girls competing in girls' sports in school is unfair.
100%.
Well, let me say this. Well, two points before we actually dive into it. Caitlyn Jenner, to me, is an odd transgender person. And why I say by that, why I say this, that she does not follow the norm of the regular transgender. Like,
well, I don't know the rules.
What
I mean by that,
I got what Mel's trying to say.
Right.
She's conservative. She's Republican. Right. Like, that's normally not the type to go that route. It's more
okay. Is that where you headed?
Yeah.
Mentality. Okay. And for a conservative to it feels like almost attack to the transgens that one of the most famous transgen is not 100% for everything that they want.
Right. So that's odd.
Yeah.
It's like, because even leading into the state.
Oh, so it's almost like Clayton Bisbee almost.
Yeah.
Right. Wooly bully.
She's like Bisbee and Alfred Ruckus put together. But if you look at it, from this standpoint, I am a advocate for social justice. I'm an advocate for rights and stuff like that. But when it comes to this particular issue, you still have to look at biology. I forgot the name of the runner, the transgender runner.
Bruce Jenner, we're talking about.
Well,
yeah.
She washed up.
Yeah.
Somebody is presently running.
I can't remember.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And she dominating all women's sports.
But was born a man.
Track and field. But born. What's that again?
Of course.
Right.
Of course you're going to dominate it.
That's just like, so you got a transgender boxer or a wrestler. We got a couple in MMA, UFC.
Okay.
And they dominate. Why? They stronger. I mean, it's no getting around this. This, people want to say, oh, well, we got to have everything fair. But men, in most situations, 99.9% are biologically built stronger than women.
Yeah.
Period. So just because you have changed your body parts, your outward appearance,
a little snip and tuck,
all that stuff, please don't go there. All that stuff.
Yeah.
You still haven't changed your biology.
Yeah.
And I think Sincere has said this one time too. I think one of the things they should do is maybe start a transgender league.
Okay. As in a different category.
Right. So they can compete against each other.
Okay.
I understand, and I know we on the internet, so people gonna try to attack us, but hey, that's okay. Sometimes you got to say what you got to say.
Yeah, say what you don't say. Is this to get it off your chest, Mom?
No.
Okay.
I think that there's an area where fair is fair. There's an area where you can be fair across the board, and there's some areas, and it's just life that just won't be fair. And that's just, you have to accept that. There's some things is just not apples to apples. And I think when you come to this particular subject, this particular, we talk about this particular thing here, there's no way that a transgender woman should compete with cisgender women.
Okay.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
There's no sport you can come up where the playing field's equal. I don't care what sport you name.
Absolutely. And look at the proof throughout the years. The Olympics, which have been around forever, men and women do not compete against one another.
Right. Right.
It's just the way it is. Like you can't take. I'm gonna be me. If people don't like
Be
it,
you, man. Be
I'm
you.
gonna be me here.
Be you.
Be Big Nick.
I mean, it comes back
male.
on my shoulders anyway, but don't worry about
it. I'm a white male. I can't
Really?
declare tomorrow I want to be a black male
Right.
and go apply for all black colleges or programs that are set up for blacks. Why?
Mhm.
I don't fit the criteria.
Right.
Me declaring I'm a black male now doesn't fucking matter to anybody but me.
Rachel Dolezal did.
Society's not going to change because I declared something.
Right.
There's rules, there's regulations, there's ways society works. Hey, listen, I get it. Some people are born and they're not comfortable in their own skin. Okay. You can live your life the way you want.
Right.
But you don't have a right to tell everybody else how they have to change for you to live your life. And you can't look at society to just all of a sudden say, oh, someone's not comfortable in their skin. We have to adapt and change rules that have been around for 2,000 years because now all of a sudden this is the way somebody feels. No, I said it before. Fuck your feelings. Nobody cares about your feelings but you. Like, I can feel any way I want about any topic. I don't expect the world to change and adapt and say, Nick's upset that this happened, so we have to change the structure of the NFL draft so the Jets don't ever. No, it's not the way life works. You can't be a male and then go say, I'm going to be a female and then go wrestle women.
Right.
You know,
I would like to wrestle women. Just call me.
Yeah, but the thing that's beautiful about men and women is what makes us different from one another.
Yes.
You know, not to get too weird and deep into this, but women are special because women can do things men can't. We're special because we can do things women can't.
Right.
And when you look in sports and competition, there's always been a reason why they haven't been put against one another. And then when you see high school boys change into girls and going in and like basically slamming girls and they don't have a chance to win a match.
Right.
There's a reason for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get what Caitlin says, and you should why can't you compete the way you were born? Because your physicality is that. Like you said, cut and snip doesn't change your chemical makeup, doesn't change your bone structure, doesn't change your muscle size.
Right.
You know, there's a reason why these Chinese women were all on steroids years ago, and they won freaking 30 of the swimming competitions.
Right.
Because they had shoulders that were built like Mike Singletary.
and speaking to that
and everyone was like, all these Chinese women are on steroids.
Right.
Why? Because it puts them far and above of the other women competitors.
And not only that, Nick, but speaking to that too, and this is in general sense, if you look at most Asian people in general, they have a smaller
structure.
Smaller structure. And so when it comes to sports that you have to have strength, they're only go without any enhancement. They're going to put up so much muscle because of the way their body type is.
Yeah.
So it's understandable why they went and got steroids, but they still compete against women.
I hear you.
They ain't go compete against men.
Hey, look, I don't need to say much because you two gentlemen have so eloquently put all that together.
Throwing us under the bus.
I mean, I don't need to say nothing at all. But no. Let's
bullfighter.
But I mean, let's be honest. At the end of the day, you know, it may sound like I'm repeating, but look, if a man is dominating a women's sport, you know, they would be in uproar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is.
Right.
You know, the NBA is not allowing women to, I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but a woman is not going to come to the NBA and dominate.
Right.
It just won't happen. Not because she can't. I'm just saying just because there's too many great men that have been playing that sport for so long.
Right.
But if LeBron James all of a sudden turns into Joanna Man and goes to the WNBA, they're going to question, well, why?
You take a G League player, and I mean, there would be the size of the basketball is different, so there would be an adjustment for that. But you tell me that this guy can't drive to the rim, dunking on everyone every possession?
Yeah,
man. Like, look, if I suited up in a football uniform, start playing kindergarten and mushing them, everybody being uproar. You know, just start mushing a little bit.
It's a neat video. I mean, the playing field is just not level.
It's not.
And the people who lose in that sport is the actual women who are still competing as a woman because they were born a woman.
Mhm.
They're the ones that's losing out is
Right.
because their spot is getting taken from a person that was born as a man. Juana man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The travesty is against them because they are also, you know, whether people want to believe it or not, they put just as much sacrifice, time, effort, energy, all into their craft, and to have someone take it away from them because they were born a man is just unfair to them.
Right.
So I think they lose the most out of anybody.
Right.
And that's just not fair to them.
I want to say this last point to that. Here's the thing that I think sports need to do. They need to address this issue now.
Yes, because it's coming a problem in high school.
It's going to get out of hand to where it's going to be difficult to address.
Yeah.
You know, and their hand going to get forced either one way or the other. And the way history usually goes,
it's going to be a situation.
It's going to be not in a good way.
Yeah.
Because they're going to cave into the pressure of, oh, well, we got to be fair. And going to have this influx of transgender women in these sports. So that's something they need to address right now. Either, like I said, create a league for them.
They need to nip and tuck it. No pun intended.
Y'all stop with that. You know, but they need to do something. They need to address this issue now.
I'm with you. They got to address it now. Address it soon.
Because if you don't address it, here's what's going to happen. To put a pretty little bow on this at the end. Remember when Clayton Bigsby, the hood comes off and people's heads start fucking exploding?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to have. If you don't nip it in the butt now. And here's the issue. They're making it a state-by-state political thing. Yeah. So it's got to be a common sense fucking
right across the board.
And that's the problem is everyone tries to cater to everyone. They're afraid of losing votes and you don't support this and that. But what you don't get is we're showing you support by setting up a structure for you to thrive in.
Right.
And that's where the head explosion is going to fucking happen. But then it'll quietly dissipate after the original outrage because it's like, okay, we got what we were looking for. We are on the map, so to say. We have our own tournament, you know, and it's still fairly new.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this has just blown up like the last decade. There have been people who've lived that way, but now with internet access, everyone feels more comfortable coming out because they have a support group that they can all, you know, talk to, and that helps them evolve, which is great for them. But at the same point, the world hasn't caught up to you.
Yeah.
So have a little patience.
Fair point.
I mean, I'll point out, Black people took a long time in this country to get respect, right? And then and even there's still issues going on to this day in some parts of the country, which I don't know how the fuck that still happens. But you're now.
And we don't know the answer to that neither, bro.
Right. That's like,
I'm with you. I really would. But this is like fairly new, right? So you got to give society a little bit of time to adapt, evolve, you know, almost like cope with it, and let it be built the right way for you, and not expect change overnight because you changed overnight. Does that make sense?
No, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. I like it. Matter of fact, let's leave it right there because I think you can't eloquently, you know, put everything together and put a ball on it better than that.
We want to punch him in the nuts.
If you get the nip and tuck, that ain't a problem.
It's still nuts. It's just tucked in.
I think we come to that time of the show, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that time already?
It's that time. I mean, we might be running over on time, but it's all right. We had a jam-packed show. We good. Wrong one.
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
There you go.
Is the Stephen A part? What is the Stephen A part?
Come on, man.
No, forget it.
I don't want to do that part. Come on.
Holla at your boy. Nah, it's all good. It's good. We have come today.
What are we doing? Are we doing the 2022 mock draft already? What are we getting on here?
No, we're getting the get it off your chest moment. Do you got one today?
No, go ahead.
Oh, you didn't have one today?
No, man. I think what I said was good enough.
Okay. Well, hell, if I'm the only one with to get it off your chest moment, this ain't no fun.
Oh, I got one.
You got one? Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. To all you young men that just got drafted, let's be smart. Don't waste your opportunity. Be smart. get around the right folks that's going to help you keep you grounded.
Okay.
Get around the people that's going to help you maximize your opportunity, not minimize it. So I know you got homeboys, I know you got family, but don't let certain people get in the way of what you worked hard for.
Right.
Because to hey, I think we all play football. I would have loved to been a draft prospect. I would have loved to been drafted, but I had other plans. But I'm just but look, prospects that just got drafted, be smart.
Right.
Please be smart. Maximize your opportunity. Do what you got to do to make sure that you maximize everything about this opportunity, because there's a lot of individuals that would love to be in that position. So hey, don't take it for granted. Don't do anything foolish to mess it up.
Right.
Surround yourself with the right people. That's all I got to say.
Holla at your boy.
There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Nick.
You had to change that part up for you, Nick. You can say it with your chest. It's not we got to cut the little ass Nick out. Go ahead.
I'll say it for you. Don't worry. All right, we're getting comfortable now. As great as the Jets weekend was, there was a major red flag that popped up for me over the weekend.
Okay.
If you go look at the New York Jets Instagram or their Facebook, when everyone knows when a player gets drafted, those phone conversations are recorded.
Right.
The coach, usually it's the GM, the coach, and then they hand it off to the owner.
Right.
The Jets owner, Woody Johnson, has owned this team for about 21 years now, I think. Gets the phone when he talks to Zach Wilson, says hello, and I quote, "I think I know more about you than my own children." What the fuck is that? Like, and the Jets shared this. I'm like, hold up a minute, man. That's just I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. Like I did some draft work on Elijah Vera Tucker. If I ever talk to him and my kids are standing there, I'm not gonna be like, yo, I know more about you than these little motherfuckers.
Right.
Like, and my kids are watching right now. So Nikki and Sophia, I love you guys. Daddy would never do that to you. But how the fuck does Woody Johnson say that?
That's crazy, man.
Now, I know you spent some time in the UK and shit gets weird over there the last 4 years. But how the fuck you forget about your kids?
Like, who y'all again?
Which is nuts because because I know all of us being fathers. There's and I get if I'm correct, the direction you're going, family always takes precedent.
Well, I just want to say, child support will let me forget.
But that's a very good point, because if Woody doesn't have his kids, his accountant knows more about that.
On that note, guys, I think we have come to the conclusion of our show. It's time to wrap it up. Hey, look, everybody, get comfortable with Nick Shine.
Right.
Get comfortable with him. He's going nowhere. We
are.
Thanks.
I appreciate the support, bro.
I'm just saying. He's not going nowhere.
You've been talking to my mother, haven't you?
I mean, we brought him on the draft show Thursday, and now we just can't get rid of him. But no. On some real seriousness, Nick reached out to me, and he wasn't. I'm not sure what his intentions were, but then, me and Matt were talking. We were like, yo, that was a great show. He would add a different perspective and a great dimension to our show of what we got going on.
White? Are you saying white? Is
No.
You can visit places we can't get here.
This shit's getting off the rails. No. Because me and Nick have connected on a different platform on Facebook,
right? And
just his sports knowledge and acumen is on another level, and he's obviously you guys see he can talk about just about anything.
Right.
So we appreciate what you bring to the show. So everybody, our audience, get used to seeing him. He's going to be with us every Monday and Thursday, God willing, outside any, previous situations he needs to take care of. But hey, Nick, we appreciate you being on the show with us. We look
for having me, man. This is
fun. So we look forward to doing great shows and having you help build the IOW network,
right?
Because we're on the ground up, and this goes out to anybody who is a content creator. Hit the email ioften19gmail.com. If you are a content creator, we can probably come up with something. But Nick is coming in, and he's adding, what I'm saying? He's adding another dimension to what we're going to bring. So get used to him. Most importantly, going over to the website, often19.com. Get all the information you need. Apple iOS users, go download the app at the Apple Store. Android Google users, going over to the Play Store, type in I.O.W. network, no space.
Right.
And that's how that radio network comes in and drop the laptop.
So like if you want to stream from your laptop, we are on Stream Meter and get ready to add to another platform.
Yeah. The many platforms you already got.
But to expound on what Lamar was saying about the content creator thing. So what we're trying to do is actually build us a digital online ESPN.
Yeah.
So if you love the NHL, hit us up.
Football.
We can put, you'll be an IOW NHL contributor.
Yeah.
If you like football or soccer, same thing. NASCAR on down the line, different sports, or even the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Horse racing and stuff
we're trying to build a good team here on IOW Sports. So just hit us up. Lamar gave out the email address. I often wonder 19 at gmail.com. Just hit us up. Nick, and we go off to stay on the line. We're gonna chat a minute. Anything else?
I think that's it. Hey, that was episode 50.
Oh, wow.
That was a big 50.
Special,
yeah, we should have did. No, we did do something special.
The white boy on.
Yeah, we
Yo, Lamar, we got ourselves a white boy.
We appreciate everybody's support. Sincere,
yeah,
Van, Man Down Podcast,
Stephanie,
Stephanie, everybody who just been chiming in and supporting. We appreciate you. Just keep riding with us as we build.
Yeah.
And until episode 51 on Thursday.
God willing, we will see y'all Thursday.
As long as the creek don't ride.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Get your friends. Start spreading the word.
Tell your friends and tell your friends and tell their friends. And let's hear, baby, all you females out there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he put the player voice on. Hold up.
I can teach you some of my sports.
Yo,
like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share, y'all. No, see, look, you getting off the rails.
Okay,
hey, look, God willing, y'all will see the three of us on Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, episode 51. Until then, peace.
The IOW Network.